bright future. Every student matters.
Now let's look at the first question. The reproductive part of a plant is the leaf, stem, root or flower. So we know that leaf, stem, root and flower are the vegetative part of the plant, and we've also seen the propagation that happens through it. So the reproductive part is the flower. Bryophyllum can reproduce by its stem, leaves, roots or flowers. So bryophyllum reproduces vegetatively with the help of the leaves. The eye of the potato plant is what? The root is to any plant, the bud is to flower, the bud is to bryophyllum leaf, the anther is to stamen. So the eye of the potato of the plant gives a rise to a new plant in the same way as the bud is to bryophyllum leaf. That means the bud which give rise to a new plant, right? So in the notches of the bryophyllum leaves are the buds which give rise to the new plant. Name the vegetative parts of the plant. So vegetative parts of the plants are leaf, stem, root and vegetative bud. What do you mean by vegetative propagation? So vegetative propagation is the reproduction or is the kind of reproduction where only the vegetative parts of the plants are involved, like your leaf, stem, roots and a vegetative bud. There is no involvement of any other part of the plant, that is flower. So in this way, students, we talked about the mode of reproduction, that is asexual and sexual, and within asexual reproduction we understood how the vegetative propagation takes place. I hope you were able to understand this process properly, because in the next session we are going to talk about other modes of asexual reproduction. A spore producing organism is rose, bread mold, potato or ginger. So the answer to this is bread mold, which is a fungi. Name the different methods of asexual reproduction. So these are vegetative reproduction, alright, vegetative propagation. Then you have budding, fragmentation and spore formation. So these are the four basic ways in which the plants reproduce asexually. In vegetative propagations, we have more varieties wherein the plants use different kinds of vegetative parts to propagate their species. Leela observed that a pond with clear water was covered up with green algae within a week. By which method of reproduction did the algae spread so rapidly? So the method was of fragmentation, because we saw that in the algae like Spirogyra, whenever they find favorable environment, these will break into two or more parts, and these parts will further break into two or more parts, increasing their population quite rapidly, right? And this is the reason why within a week the pond was able, or they were able to cover the whole pond, right? So the answer of this question is fragmentation. Fungus, moss and fern reproduce by common method of asexual reproduction. Name the method. The method is spore formation, where they form spore for the propagation. That means these spores which are formed are asexual in nature, and the further reproduction takes place with the help of these spores. When you keep food items like bread, fruit outside for a long time, especially during the rainy season, you will observe a cottony growth on them. What is this growth called? This is the growth of fungi. Usually in the case of bread, the fungi that grows is the bread mold, right? How does the growth takes place? So whenever the spores of the fungi find a proper environment or a favorable environment, they settle at that place and they start to grow into the new organisms, right? And they divide rapidly and they grow rapidly, causing the growth that is taking place on such fruit and bread material, or the material which are eatable, or materials like leather. So in this way, students, we talked about asexual reproduction and different ways through which the asexual reproduction takes place in plants. I hope you were able to understand all the methods of the asexual reproduction properly.